What's up, G Squad? I haven't made a video in a while, and that's okay. But I'm talking about school. It's supposed to be the 6-month thing, which was actually last month. I forgot to do it twice, this year and last year. I have no school, as a lot of people don't have school because of, you know, that virus. There's the coronavirus going around, and schools have been canceled till well, for me it's been canceled till the 13th, so I don't have school for a while. I haven't had school for like at least a week now, over a week now. That's that for right now. I guess I could talk about like everything else before then, because last time it was a month, so 6 months of being a sophomore, which is crazy. I don't think I'm that old yet. Old, not really, but like, yeah. Actually, since the 1 month, I'm officially 16, and I got my learner's permit. Although I haven't started driving yet, I have to work on that. I have to do 50 hours at some point before next year, so that's great. I could talk about my teachers, which they're okay. They're a little interesting. I don't remember what I said about them in the 1 month video, but now they're just I have more opinions on them. My first class that I'll talk about is my math class. That's alright. It's not the greatest. She's not the greatest. Her teaching style is a little confusing for me, because it feels like she'll give us all the work to do it, but she doesn't really teach how to do it. She'll give us notes, but like the notes aren't always the most helpful, so you know what I mean? Like, how can we use it without knowing how to use it? Yeah, it's just kind of confusing, but she's alright. Like, because of this no school thing and we have to do work, so far she's only assigned one thing, and it's Khan Academy, so it's super easy. That took me like 15 minutes yesterday. So yeah, but other than that, like, she assigns homework all the time, which sucks. And yeah, I just don't always agree with her teaching style. It's just confusing. My next would be history, which I'm not a history person. I don't like history. I never understand it. It kind of bores me. The amount of times I've almost fallen asleep in that class is a little weird, because I never fall asleep in classes, but it happens almost every single time when we're like watching a video, because he plays a lot of videos, and like the only thing that keeps me awake in that class is the fact that I sit next to somebody who I'm friends with, so like I don't want people I know to see me sleeping. But if I didn't know anyone in that class, I'd probably fall asleep. So next would be PE. Last year I did not like this PE teacher. I was like, I don't want her no matter what, because the way that she treated us sucked. Like, it was the worst. She always made comments on dress code, which was horrible. I never break dress code because I don't really like dressing that goes against dress code. But it's PE, and it was in the middle of summer, so you can't really get mad at people for wearing shorts, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But she's actually really nice, and does make us work a lot, but she's nicer, and I can respect that. She's the only teacher really that's improved. And I didn't talk much about history because there isn't much about history. It's literally just note taking, and that's it. The teacher's kind of interesting. He's got a different way of, I don't know how to explain it, but he bangs on things a lot with the golf club. So, um, yeah, okay. So after PE, I have Spanish class, which is harder. Um, I think I said this before. Spanish is a lot more confusing this year than it was last year, and I'm definitely struggling a lot more. But the class is pretty fun, and he explains things pretty well, sort of. Um, Also a lot of note taking. I have like one friend in that class, which kind of sucks. Same friend from history. She's also in my math class. She's great. She's actually the first friend I've made without the knowing of other people in about 5 years, which I have friends, but I don't like, I make them based on other people that I know, you know what I'm saying? There's only been like one other person that I've done that with, and then her. So yeah. Okay, yeah. My next class is English. I hate English. Well, I don't hate it yet. I like the subject, which, considering I used to like math, had horrible math teachers 3 years in a row. Then I started liking math again because I was starting to understand it, which, I mean, I still don't love it, but like I appreciate it more now. And then, but after I was like, I don't like math, I liked English because I understood that next. But now I like the subject. I don't like my teacher. She is I don't know how to explain it. She just doesn't treat us very well. She kind of makes us, well, at least to me. Like, the thing is, because I'm like a good student, not to brag. Teachers never have anything to say about me because I don't do anything other than work. So you can't, it's like I'm good in the fact that they don't have to do anything, but like I also don't do anything, so they can't really judge me. So yeah. But I feel like she makes the other students feel really low, and I don't know, she just kind of puts people down. I don't know how to explain it really, but sometimes she'll make little comments and it's like, that does hurt our feelings. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it, but if I was that student, I would feel bad. She also tends to only pick on one person if nobody else is raising their hand, or there's like 5 people who always raise their hand, so if she's tired of hearing their answers, then she'll always pick on the same person, and I always feel really bad for him. But I don't know. Yeah, she just sucks. I can't think of anything else to say about her. She's like got this weird personality too. She's kind of funny sometimes, but also it's hard when she's so mean to us. So I don't know. What's after chemistry? I think I talked about this before, but chemistry, the teacher is just, I don't understand how he teaches. I think that's like a recurring thing this year. I just don't understand how the teachers are teaching, because there's so many simpler ways to do things. But no, okay. He kind of has us do a lot of notes and labs. They're like, he calls them labs, but it's really just paperwork in groups, which isn't a lab. Like, a lab is like doing things and like making new things, you know what I'm saying? That's like chemistry. But no, it kind of sucks, and I don't understand how he teaches a lot of the time. The first semester I really just kind of copied off of my friend, but this semester I'm actually getting it a little bit more, so that's great. And that class is always kind of fun when we have labs or group work, because I have like, that's the class I have the most friends in, so we can like have a lot more fun. And it's just a weird class. Well, that's all my classes and my teachers. I didn't want to go into too much detail about them, but yeah, they kind of suck. All of them kind of suck. And the fact that my grades are, they're pretty good, but like my highest grade is PE. Like, that's crazy. And it's a 96 last time I checked, I think, or 94 something. Something in the 90s. Like it's like A plus range. Well, there isn't really an A plus anymore, but like, yeah, the 94 to 96 range, something like that. And my lowest grade is English, which usually is pretty easy for me, but now she grades really harshly. I don't think, yeah, because this is towards the middle of the semester. I got D's on 2 of my papers, which is great, and that's like the lowest grade I've ever gotten on a paper, and I don't get it. But that's okay. We also have this really big paper coming up next month on the 14th. So the day that we come back to school, we have a project. It's like the big sophomore year project. It's called the Sharp, and it's horrible. Yeah, like in middle school we had exhibition, which I talked about before in previous videos, but this one is kind of like that, except we don't have to present on like in front of people to a panel or whatever, but we have to write a research paper on a historic like thing, so it has to be like before World War One, and there's different categories like that you have to answer like a question, and I chose Does Power Corrupt, and I have the French Revolution, which is like, okay, the French Revolution is probably the only thing that I mostly understood in history, but it also like, I don't know, like with exhibition I got to pick my own topic. I did the social anxiety in teens, right? I am interested in that, but like with this, because I'm not interested in history and I don't really care, it's like it's harder to get research, that's the word. And yeah, it's going, yeah. And then on top of that, it's a collaboration between your English and your history class. So on top of that, my teachers are still assigning like lots of work. So it's like I have an essay for English due on the 16th. So the same week that the Sharp is due, right? Of next month, obviously. And then in history, before the break, the students that had him on B days, they actually were assigned an essay, not knowing that this was gonna happen, right? So in my class, he hadn't given us the essay yet, so we don't have it due yet. So when we come back, that's gonna be assigned, which is gonna suck because he's probably gonna give us less time. That, or he'll drop the entire thing, which I'm kind of hoping, because that would be nice. We only have 3 months, yeah, April, May, June, 3 months of school left, and this one doesn't really count. So I don't know what their plan is. I feel like they're going to extend the school year, which takes away from our summer break, which kind of sucks, but also I don't do anything over summer break. Like, what I do now is kind of like what I do on summer break, which is literally just stay home and do nothing. I've been meaning to do stuff, but I haven't because the weather is cold, so I can't go like practice skateboarding or something, because that's something I want to do over the summer. I want to learn how to skateboard. Yeah, this is getting way too long, so that's pretty it, guys. Peace.